Hello all. I, Mrs. Archana Said, Assistant Professor, Computer Engineering Department, AISSMS IOIT. Today, I am going to discuss about thread lifecycle in Java programming language. So in the last video, we have seen what is meant by thread, how the thread can be created, what are the different ways by which the threads can be created, and by an example we have seen how multiple threads can be created. So once the thread is created, it goes through different states, and those states is nothing but the thread life cycle. So we'll begin with the thread life cycle. So a quick recap, what is mean by thread. A thread is a lightweight process which allows multiple activities within the single process. Thread allows a program to operate more efficiently by doing multiple things at the same time. A single task can be divided into multiple subtasks, which will be given to the number of threads, and then the result is accumulated. So it is efficient. The thread lifecycle of a particular thread in Java is controlled by JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. So the different thread states are new, runnable, running, non-runnable, or it is also called as a blocked, and finally terminated. So each and every thread which has been created by a process has to go through these different states one after the other. So let's begin. First state is new. The thread is in new state if a user is going to create an instance of a thread class, and this state is just before the execution or invocation of the start method. So when we can say a particular thread is in new state, once the instance of a thread is created but before executing the start method. Next step is runnable. A thread is in the runnable state after the invocation of start, but before the thread scheduler has selected it for running the thread. So before run method execution and after start method, the time elapsed is called as runnable. It is ready to execute. This is what is mean by runnable thread. Running, actual task is going to be implemented or it is going to be executed in this particular state, that is running state. The thread is in running state if the thread scheduler has selected it. So thread scheduler is going to select this particular thread for the execution. Next state in which the thread is going to enter based on some conditions. So the thread may or may not enter into this. So what are the possible steps or possible situation when the thread may enter into block state? Thread may go into a sleep state, or maybe thread requires some IO resources which are not available for that particular moment. The thread can be into a blocked state, wait for a lock condition, or some high priority thread has suspended the current running thread, or thread has executed some wait condition. So these are the possibilities when the thread may enter from running to block state. So any one of can enter or will force running thread to be entered into a non-runnable thread. Now when the thread will exit from this non-runnable to again in the execution state, that is in the runnable, sleep is done, the required IO is available, the lock is available, or the high priority thread has completed its execution. So if any one of this condition is satisfied, based on which the thread has entered into the non-runnable state, will be executed, and again it will enter into the runnable, after that in the running state. once the scheduler selects it for the execution. And the final state is terminated. The thread is in the terminated or in the dead state when the run method exits. So when the run method is going to exit, a given task to a particular thread has completed, the thread will be terminated. Or if the process itself is terminated, or process itself is come to an end by some external means, the thread will be in the terminated state. So this is the final state in which the thread is going to enter. So let's summarize the thread life cycle process. At the very beginning, the thread is in the new state just before the start, and the instance is created. Through that instance, the start method is going to be called, but the thread method is in the runnable, meaning it has not given for the execution, not been selected by the dispatcher or the scheduler. Once the scheduler accepts the start request, it is in the running state. Directly it can go to the terminated, or it can be blocked on these few conditions. Once any of this condition is met or it is satisfied, which is required by the block thread, then again it will enter into the running state, followed by again it will enter into the runnable state, followed by running state. And finally, when the run method exits or it is stopped, the thread will be entered into the terminated state. So this is how every thread goes to these states, which is called as a thread life cycle. Thank you.